All right, we're here with Tom Drewer. We're about to get going with race number 2 of the Radical Cup North America. Afternoon, Tom. There was some good racing earlier, huh?
Absolutely. Great racing. Of course, yesterday evening it was a fantastic first race for the Radical Cup North America. A big win by John Field in the end over Wayne Williams. And it's Wayne Williams who start this one on the pole. But we can take you through the grid as the drivers start their second pace lap. And it was meant to be 27 cars. In the end, though, it's 26 that will start this one. It's Steve Jenks off the 13th row of the grid alongside Luke Kendall, a driver from Georgia. On row 12, it'll be Dale Dillon alongside him. Arul Venkatesh, one of our local Californian drivers from 22nd on the grid. Dermot Ennis will be alongside Mike Darden, and Mike Darden's one to watch in the 69 from Arizona. From row 10, it'll be Andy Lowe, a UK competitor with plenty of radical experience under his belt. Alongside him, it's Dennis Kelly in number 10. Jeff Ramsey, a Californian, will start from row 9, position 18th on the grid. Chris Hunn, the 53 machine, a Pro 1500 car, and again, one to watch in that class. On row 8, it's Chris McMurray. He was impressive yesterday, taking a win in Pro 1340. But it's and Valen Venkatesh will start alongside him. Mike Anzaldi from row 7 on the grid, and Mike Anzaldi and Jack Yang, who will start alongside him, are both vying for the Gold Class Championship this year. Brady Clapham was fastest in Pro 1340. He'll start from the pole. He's our points leader in that class, and alongside him, keep an eye out for number 19, Ryan Persing, another local, looking to star today. Austin Riley, car 20, will start from row 5, and 9th on the grid, extremely impressive in their debut performance, Sam McDougall. From row 4, it's Scott Wagner and Louis Schreiber, 2 Platinum class cars with a bit of work to do to catch the front runners in that class. From 5th on the grid, it's Matt Roma, alongside him Spencer Schmidt, son of Sam Schmidt. And look out for the 99 from Graham Rahal Performance. From the second row of the grid, it's Chip Roma, who was certainly a star in the Platinum class yesterday. Raiden Nicol in the 93 will start from the third row of the grid. He was the pole sitter in the Pro 1500 class. John Field will start from second. It's Wayne Williams, though, who should be taking the green, but it's John Field who's got the early jump here as we're 3, 4 and 5 wide as they head down into 2. Someone's run wide. That's Mike Anzaldi off in the dirt already, and it's a little bit of a concertina effect as they head down into turn 2 with Ryan Persing getting spun around. Another one in the gravel trap further back. So plenty of action as we start Radical Cup Race 2 here at Laguna Seca.
Oh, absolutely. Williams out front with the Platinum second. John Fields leading the 1500s. That is Raiden Nicol. And back ways in the pack, 12th position. But leading it is Chapman, moving up to 10th position with the 1340s.
Yeah, so Brady Clapham has done a good job, absolutely, to convert that pole and stay out of that chaos. But this opening tour isn't over, and Sam McDougall has a massive slide as they head up through towards the corkscrew for the first time, and the caution flag is out.
Full course yellow here. Our top 5 are all Platinums. Fields, Williams, followed by Romer, Schreiber, and Wagner.
So as we can see, still a car off in turn 2, and the safety crews immediately on the scene. The good news about WeatherTech Raceway is the emergency crews here are fantastic, and we'll get this race back underway in just a moment. I think the big news off the start was Wayne Williams, who was on the pole, was absolutely swallowed up by John Field. There's no doubt about it. The 57 driver will be fuming with that one. He's from 10 races, he has not taken a win yet in this season. He does lead the points, however, in the Platinum class, and John Field will be happy to have got the jump, but I just wonder whether race control will consider it just that, a jump start, or whether indeed it was all fair at the start. Perhaps Wayne Williams just getting a wheel spin.
Yeah, I was surprised to see somebody in the dirt before they've even reached turn one. That's an anxious group of people. The one I'm going to keep my eye on, though, is the 93 of Raiden Nickel, Pro 1500. He's in 7th position right now. But that young man was showing some tremendous speed yesterday with the Primal Racing Machine. And I feel comfortable in saying that, barring incidents, he'll be comfortably in the top 4 or 5.
Well, I'm glad you've pointed out Raiden Nickel, because that makes a point that Spencer Schmidt is in the lead of Pro 1500 after lap 1. And Raiden Nickel has tumbled down the order a little bit. It hasn't been a great opening lap for him. Raiden Nickel started from the second row of the grid in 3rd place and first in class. He's been relegated to second in class for the moment. But as you mentioned, Raiden Nickel with tremendous speed yesterday and really is one to watch around here. Spencer Schmidt was very, very solid in yesterday's race and was on the podium last year. Had a great battle yesterday to also take a podium position. In the end, it was 3rd place for him. Matt Roma just eclipsing Spencer Schmidt towards the end of the race. And Spencer certainly will be looking for a win. It's going to be tough to keep the 93 behind. Yes,
he's definitely got a head of steam going. He's anxious. He's young. He's feeling it. You know, he's a rookie with a lot to prove. But you know, I've got to say something. This group had to, after looking at the race conditions this morning, had to have been breathing a collective sigh of relief, saying, "Oh, thank God, we're going in the afternoon."
Yeah, it was fortuitous, that's for sure. We've had a long wait today. We've been enjoying the hospitality in the Radical Suite. Some lovely breakfast and lunch, and then it was time to gear up for a big race, race 2 of 3 this weekend. This is the 11th race of the championship, and the drivers so far have been to sunny Sebring, then it was off to Barber Motorsports Park with IndyCar, then up to Road America, again alongside IndyCar. Quite a few of these drivers were also participating last weekend on the streets of Toronto, certainly our Canadians, and a couple of, in fact, there's a bit of back-to-back going through the paddock, because Primal Motorsport was also racing in Georgia last weekend, and then all the teams making the trek out here to start alongside IndyCar once again, and enjoying, of course, all the sights from the surrounding area. Monterey and Carmel, stunning place to be in the world.
I have to give a huge, huge shout out to all of the transportation specialists for all the crews here this weekend, for everybody that was up in Toronto that had to get everything over here, their truck drivers, mechanics, everybody that had to move that massive amount of equipment that distance. It was a huge undertaking, and I'm sure they're just exhausted. So, you know, don't ever think that you guys aren't appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. The teams have done a good job to get everything ready for this one, and we're awaiting the green flag yet again. A few shuffles down the order to pick up on, and I think for me, one of the others to look out for upon this restart will be Andy Lowe, the Englishman. Sits in 17th at the moment, JBR racing driver. He just went through shot. It's the black and orange car as the pace car peels away. John Field will get this motor race back underway. Now look for the passes into the final corner. As soon as that green flag flies, it's game on wherever you are around the racetrack. Radical Cup action's already started. You can see Raiden Nickel around the outside trying to make amends for his tough start. We're back underway here at WeatherTech Raceway, and side by side they go down the front straight, through the kink, hip and shoulder. Raiden Nickel alongside Spencer Schmidt into turn 2. We'll see how that unfolds, and Raiden Nickel through, takes the lead again in Pro 1500. And Sam McDougall's right in the thick of things. You can see the Golf liveried car come through screen.
That is such a great retro look on that car. I love it.
There's a wonderful number of homage liveries. There's another one, Mike Anzaldi with that Rothmans Williams-esque machine. And Mike Anzaldi fighting for the gold class honours within Pro 1500 for drivers over 30. There's more dust and dirt being kicked up around this circuit as the drivers are hustling hard in front of a big crowd here at Laguna Seca. The front of the pack, slightly calmer. Wayne Williams has tumbled down. So he started from the front row of the grid, was relegated to second place on that opening tour. In fact, before, really, he crossed the line to start this race and now finds himself back in fourth position. Louis Schreiber carving his way up through the field. Louis Schreiber started seventh, now sits third.
John Field still holding a nice lead there with the fastest first and second sector of anybody in the field so far with his best time of 126.46.
Absolutely. So John Field, like he did yesterday, setting a solid pace early on. Again, more side-by-side action. That looks to me like Sam McDougall is getting a little bit roughhouse there from a fellow 1500 competitor. And I think that is Matt Roma, who's trying to go around the outside, does clear Sam, a rookie driver this weekend. And Sam McDougall, very, very proficient on the sim racing, has also done some karting, but most of Sam's speed comes from the sim world, putting it to full effect this weekend. But there's nothing like rubbing shoulders and bodywork in the Radical Cup Series. And side by side again, so Raiden Nicol takes advantage of that lighter SR3 machine through the corkscrew. You can see the cars lunging down the elevation change there.
And you can see Raiden Nichols has broken into the top five there with the Primal Racing machine. He's got a 127.75, so he's already breaking into the top five very early on. There's still just under 36 minutes left, and John Fields has dropped that 126.46, so he's picking it up. He's not wasting any time. He's got 1.9 second lead over Romer in second position.
And unfortunately for Wayne Williams, who's trying to make amends and come back to the front of the pack, he's right there jostling around. You can see it on screen, the black and gold car of Raiden Nicol. That's the leader in Pro 1500, mixing it up with the best in the Platinum class. And whilst the Platinum class drivers have more power, they have more weight to carry around this high-speed circuit. The lighter SR3, a stunning car in terms of its balance. If you can grit your teeth and hang on to that throttle mid-corner, you can carry plenty of road speed around these 90-degree corners. And Raiden Nicol, just an absolute superstar in that class. Unfortunately for Wayne Williams, he's having to contend with that out-of-class car, and it's putting him further behind the leader, John Field. Chip Roma in second place, Louis Schreiber third in the Platinum class. A good battle between the number 4 of Andy Lowe, Jack Yang, Mike Anzaldi is unfolding. You can see this huge line of cars forming behind Wayne Williams in the Dayglow yellow car as they head down the front straightaway.
And Raiden Nichols has moved up one more position in fourth overall with that 1500 car with Primal Racing, dropping the fast time so far with the 125.97. Back in the pack in the 1340 battles with the Pro class, 77 of Brady Clapman leading McMurray, 1340. They are back-to-back right there in the 13th and 14th position with McMurray just moving up one spot. Oh, we got a little contact in turn two.
Yeah, big contact. So that was Ryan Persing. I think that might have been Kelly, that was a little bit of contact there, but Ryan Persing has come to blows in turn two numerous times this weekend, and that's another one. That was quite a big hip and shoulder. A bit late for me, but in any event, we'll see how Charlie Kimball, race director, will view that one.
Now, it seems to be the reoccurring theme has been the lack or the traction or lack thereof here with the asphalt, as now it is kind of cured over a year or so. Initially, it seems like everybody thought there was just so much traction out here. It was very grippy, and now the common thread seems to be, it feels kind of greasy out there. Has this been something that's been echoed by your drivers as well?
Look, I think generally they've been just thrilled to be here at Laguna Seca once again. What does happen, though, is because we run on Hankook rubber, obviously IndyCar on Firestone, there's a little bit of a track evolution that occurs over the weekend, and certainly this is a very different dynamic for all the drivers concerned. I think that's why we're seeing some of the front runners struggling a little bit, the likes of Wayne Williams, because it's just that the track has evolved so much. Of course, we've had a lot cooler conditions, rain in practice as well.
Thick fog. We prefer to think of it as thick fog.
And thick fog. And so all of a sudden, it's really, really different out there for these drivers. Certainly the hottest conditions of the weekend so far, and the action matching the temperature. So behind Wayne Williams, we could see Scott Wagner closing in. Williams definitely struggling at the moment. Perhaps using an older set of tyres. He, of course, locked them up in the qualifying session, found the wall, and the rear end of that car was rebuilt by One Motorsports. Coming down through that wonderful high-speed left-hander after the corkscrew. Again, this pack building up behind Wayne Williams. And he's definitely struggling for pace. The front runners in Pro 1500 are right there. Spencer Schmidt, second in class. Austin Riley, car 20. We haven't talked much about him. Young Austin Riley, the Racing with Autism driver, a fantastic ambassador for young kids with autism. And if you haven't checked out his cause, go online and check out Racing with Autism. He's started a movement around the globe, and he's doing everyone proud. He's looking for a podium. So far, he's taken one at every single location we've been this year. And didn't quite get there yesterday, but is in the box seat, third currently. Matt Roma, we mentioned, tumbled down the order. That battle is starting to heat up again between a couple of Californians. Valen Venkatesh with Sam McDougall right behind. The golf-coloured 206 car was very, very racy one tour ago. There they are coming through screen now. And Valen Venkatesh is going to have a mirror full of Sam McDougall.
Well, although Schreiber has thrown down the fastest first sector, but right now what's happening is Raiden Nickel in fourth position, first place 1500, has got a 125.3, which is pretty quick compared to the
a huge
third place.
moment.
Oh, we have somebody with a huge moment at the bottom of Rating Curve.
Yeah, that was Sam McDougall. So, first weekend in Radical Cup, Sam McDougall has found the gravel trap at a huge rate of knots and hopefully kept it out of the wall. Meanwhile, Raiden Nicol claims Louis Schreiber, and they're going to be going back and forth because Schreiber, obviously with the Platinum Class power, will be able to outdrag and another one off. So everyone's struggling in these warmer conditions. That was Matt Roma having a moment.
Wow. We've got John Fields and the Platinums just breaking into the 124s right now, 124.9. Behind him, Chris Rummer with a 125.7. Third position, as we kind of predicted, Raiden Nichols first place with the 1500s, but dropping down with a 125. But it's so far your first place overall is the only person breaking into the 124s.
And Raiden Nicol already catching Chip Roma, who we can see going through the Stella Artois car. And there we have, we're just about to see if, well, we didn't quite see it, whether we had completely lost Sam McDougall, showing down in 15th position, but certainly wasn't able to remain behind Valen Venkatesh. In fact, it's brother Arul now who sits behind. So again, the younger brother has been the hardest charger of the Venkatesh brothers this weekend, and that pattern remains in race 2. Austin Riley with a little bit of space now over Matt Roma. there is Valen Venkatesh, and with a good gap over older brother Arul Venkatesh with another homage livery car, almost a JPS Lotus-esque livery on that Radical.
Right now, our leader has over a 4.5 second lead over second position, and second position has a new person, and that is Raiden Nickel, the 1500 running in second position. We just saw a spin out coming out of turn 6. People are getting loose through there.
Yeah, that was an interesting moment and actually quite a scary one. Luckily, that car clearing out the way. Trying to pick up if that was the 25 of Dale Dillon from Graham Rahal Performance. I think that car has a pair of nostrils either side of the nose, and that is the easiest way to see if it's a Platinum Class car. Of course, the Platinum Class cars having the day glow yellow on the rear wing, just either side of the end plates. And we can see that on John Field's car as he heads down into turn 2. Raiden Nicol will have red on that rear wing. And then Chris McMurray, who is our leader in Pro 1340, so that's been a change.
All right.
Chris McMurray elevating himself, and Brady Clapham relegated to second place. But Chris McMurray with Dayglow Green on the rear wing. And yes, so that was an issue for the Indianapolis dealer. Graham Rahal Performance, the 25 of Dale Dillon, is in pit lane. The team just going to work to check out that car.
McMurray leading the 1340 Pros in 12th position. It doesn't look as much as he moved up as it does that Clapman dropped down to. So there's got to be something going on with that rookie that he was letting go of his nemesis there. But right now the fast time has been 124.799 by Raiden Nichols, the rookie, in second position and leading the Pro 1500s right now. He has closed the gap, but it is still almost a 3.5 second gap that John Field has over second position. That's going to be a lot of work to make that up.
It's unbelievable that Raiden Nicol in the 1500cc SR3 is lapping quicker than John Field. Now, it's got to be said, John Field can be in cruise control. Those heavier Platinum Class cars definitely consume the hand-cooked rubber quicker. So John Field might be thinking about race 3 tomorrow already. And if he's got the fastest lap, which he doesn't actually,
no, he does not.
Scott Wagner, who would be on the pole tomorrow in terms of that class.
Right.
So John Field with some work to do, perhaps cooling down that hand-cooked rubber. It's 20 minutes remain in this race, but not to take away from the stellar performance of Raiden Nicol. We mentioned yesterday he is one to look out for. There's no doubt about it. The 93 has a huge amount of talent behind the wheel. And Raiden Nicol, I think he could drive that Radical just as quick if there was 3 wheels on the wagon. There he is, coming into the corkscrew. You could see the car move around under brakes. It dances over the curb, and then he's gritting his teeth as they come down through this high-speed left-hander, and now into the penultimate corner. And again, Raiden Nicol using all the track. We'll see him wiggle. The car dances, the front end moving around as they head down into that final corner. Easy one to overshoot. Nicol is absolutely on point. Picture perfect as he sets up a great run down into turn 2.
Yes, turn 11 is visually deceptive, as is turn 2 as well. You think you've got more room than you actually do, and considering the momentum you're carrying down that hill, that gap closes up. It becomes a funnel or a chute, and you've really got to be, especially towards the end of the race when tires are going away.
Chip Roma is getting... it's problematic for him because you can see Louis Schreiber in the 111 machine had a look out of turn 3, has to back out of it, and has actually lost a little bit of ground. He's falling into the clutches of his JBR teammate Scott Wagner, and Clapham's gone. Unbelievable. So Brady Clapham, who's leading the points in Pro 1340, he's certainly tumbled further down the order. We'll try and work out where the Ryspec Racing machine has gone. but he's in the pit lane, and that is not a pit stop that he needed to make. So disaster for the 77, coming off the back of some stellar wins on the streets of Toronto, and Lady Luck not on his side here at Laguna.
Meanwhile, up front, second place overall, first in the Pro 1500s. We're talking about Raiden Nickel again, now dropping down and having the fastest time of this session, 124.45, and has closed the gap from Fields, 2.2 seconds just about.
And just behind that black and gold car, this battle continues to rage. Chip Roma. Again, Louis Schreiber looks racy in the first section of the racetrack. Sector 1 is where Schreiber continues to close up. Scott Wagner's in the mix as well. So it's not over for the second steps, or the second and third step of the podium in the Platinum class. Wayne Williams, is he coming back? He's certainly got to make up a fair bit of space. Hopefully we'll see this battle between Spencer Schmidt and Matt Roma. Austin Riley has fallen back. So Matt Roma up to third place. Perhaps another podium for him. It just seems that Austin Riley's run of podiums might come to an end this weekend. Of course, another race tomorrow. A mandatory pit stop as well. That always throws a cat amongst the pigeons. And a good opportunity for the teams to do their best. Obviously, preparing drivers for what may lay ahead in their careers as well. And it's all about hitting your marks. It will be a mandatory stop, 30 seconds from the pit in loop to the pit out loop. So around about 4 seconds stationary, I think.
Will it be, so it's 4 seconds stationary, so there's no mandatory fueling or mock tire changes or anything like that? Just basically a pause for the cause and off.
That's right. I like that phrase. I'm going to use that in the future, a pause for the cause. But there is the ability to make some small setup changes. And it's a major moment. That around is Chip Roma, so that's had huge implications for the Platinum class podium, and that's in a super dangerous spot. Chip Roma is there on the exit curb and right in the firing range, and he gets out the way now. Good work to refire the number 5.
In the nick of time. That's a blind spot coming out of turn 4 that carries a lot of momentum, and if there's something that's going to hit you, there is nothing you can do about it. The cars are drifting out, centrifugal forces bringing them wide, and you're right in the blind spot. Right by the time they see you, it's impact zone. So that was very fortunate that it was moved at that time.
So that, I think, was a bit of an unforced error. Certainly, he was getting hustled hard by Louis Schreiber, who moves up to second, third on the racetrack, but second in the Platinum class. Scott Wagner now up for a podium in that class as we look further back, and that's Ryan Persing hunting down, he's hunting down a Pro 1340 car.
Oh my gosh, look at this gap closing up. Raiden Nickel still with the fastest time of a 124.459. That was a couple laps back. But look at this. His gap has closed from John Fields to a 1 second deficit. That's it. 1 second.
I must say I expect to see this around a circuit like Barber Motorsports Park, where the Platinum Class SR10s don't get the opportunity to stretch their legs down the straightaway. But this is a high-speed circuit. Raiden Nickel, if you can see the rear wing on that car, very, very low downforce. He's hanging on for dear life. If you look at John Fields' rear wing, it stood up like a barn door and trying to get lots of confidence and downforce around the sweepers. Of course, that is slow down the straightaway, and you can see Raiden Nickel reeling in John Field for the outright win. Of course, there's no more points on offer for either of these drivers. They're leading their respective classes, but there's plenty of bragging rights to be had, and you can see John Field is effectively defending a little bit. He doesn't want to be passed by the young whippersnapper, uses all of that speed from the SR10, but now Raiden Nickel will come into his own, using his skill and daring to navigate these corners with the right foot mashed down as far as he can.
And the gap is close to 0.8.
So Raiden
with 13
Nicole
minutes. Yeah, I'm sorry.
has 13 minutes, remaining. He can do this. He could take the outright win.
Oh.
It's going to be a tremendous battle because it's sort of a hare and tortoise race. You can see around the corners. That's where Raiden Nicole is quick. But then down the straightaways, it's going to be John Field who has the upper hand. And it's certainly a battle between the wily old fox and the young gun from Georgia, John Field, with America Le Mans Series experience to his name. Not only experience, a championship as well. He's got 2 Platinum Class championships to his name, the reigning champion in that class. And Raiden Nicole on for his 11th win of the season. He'll have to be careful. It's all to lose if he was to have a mistake around here. But you can see how hard he brakes, out-braking the SR10.
And we have back markers we're going to be contending with now. This could be the game changer right now. The gap is closed to 0.46. So now he's all over Fields. They're coming on slower drivers. This could change things up.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Primal Racing was just on the radio to Raiden Nicole saying, just cool your jets. You've got nothing to prove. Everyone can see. The IndyCar team owners can see how quick you are. There's no point throwing it all away. You're in the lead of your race, which is the Pro 1500 battle. He's looking for a perfect score this season. It's going to continue whether he finishes first or second on the racetrack.
Let's be honest, nobody wants to finish second, let alone a younger guy like that.
Well, it would be a remarkable result to win outright. And looking further back in the pack.
You can see he dropped right about that time, he dropped his gap a little bit. He had a less than a half-second gap. It's now closer to 1 second. I think, as you stated, the radios were brought into effect right now.
Absolutely. Well, he's clawing his way back onto John Field once again. So we're going to see this battle unfold. You'll see Raiden Nicole dive under brakes into the final corner. He'll get right up under that Hewland gearbox, mated to the turbocharged 4-cylinder Ford engine in the back of John Field's Platinum Class car. Then John Field will stretch the legs of that high horsepower turbocharged machine down into turn 2. Raiden Nicole will then use the nimble nature of the SR3 to claw his way back onto the gearbox, and that battle will continue to accordion. Meanwhile, behind them, look at this. Again, Louis Schreiber under pressure from teammate Scott Wagner. They both want second place. Wayne Williams would be hoping that they can come to blows and he could take another podium. But Louis Schreiber, a wiggle and a waggle as they exit up on the curb. He's pushing hard in the 111. He got a win at Road America last time out. He's found success at this circuit before in Pro 1340. And has been racing radicals for a very long time. In fact, recently in an article said he couldn't imagine ever not racing a radical. Loves these cars. Has raced the 1340, the 1500, and now has the challenge of that high horsepower SR10. And here we are, that battle again for the outright lead and the bragging rights. John Field is a master of tricks, though. And there's no one that can make a car quite as wide as John Field. Of course, he has that added advantage of the horsepower, but there's years and years of experience.
We used to call it the blowfish technique. You just stay out of that downside line and just wide enough to where passing you, unless you have the horsepower on the outside, is just a non-starter. You could just go from hero to zero real quick right there.
Now, just looking at the timing screen and Steve Jenks in the 68 machine, he's made his way up from the back of the pack. He's currently running in 15th, so he's certainly on for the Sunoco Hard Charger Award in this one. Steve Jenks trying to claw his way back up to the front runners in the Platinum class. Spencer Schmidt would like to get a few shots of that action because the 99, the white car of Spencer Schmidt, 6'6" on the racetrack at the moment. Matt Romer is not far behind him, and running line astern is also Austin Riley. That's for the the scraps, if you will, of the Pro 1500 podium. And then it's Valen Venkatesh, who still leads over older brother Arul Venkatesh. He's 6th in class. Jack Yang's in the mix, fastest and the first place of our gold class competitors. And then Sam McDougall, who had that wild ride right here through the gravel on the penultimate corner, has been relegated down into 13th after running as high as 8th or 7th.
In the 1340, the Pro 1340s, Chris McMurray still leading. He's in the 16th position overall, but leading that class. In second position, that is Mike Darden, number 69 car, but in 21st position. And in third, that is
Dermot
Ennis in third position. Two rookies, second and third, and McMurray leading them off.
Yeah, and a good result here for Crown Racing with Radical Arizona, as we've got a slow car circulating again. I just wonder whether that is again the 25 of Dale Dillon. Certainly looks a similar colour scheme, but a very, very slow car. Now hopefully he can limp it around into the pits. Scott Wagner, something's happened to him too. So Scott Wagner was fighting with Louis Schreiber, and all of a sudden Scott Wagner's down in 8th place. So there goes Wayne Williams. We can see there Austin Riley as well in the gold car. So behind Wayne Williams, Matt Roma is in 2nd place, and it's Spencer Schmidt. Those two seem to be having a ding-dong battle this weekend. Austin Riley, the Racing with Autism driver, coming on the back of that train. And, that was really, really close. Matt Roma right on the gearbox of Wayne Williams. Matt Roma will have to be careful. That's a One Motorsports teammate. There's one thing you don't ever want to do, and that's hit your teammate. And then Chip Roma has also come to blows. So when you think about it, Wayne Williams, who didn't find himself in a particularly good position come lap 5, is now back on the podium, and this is this championship for Wayne Williams. Whilst he's not getting the wins, he keeps continuing to be consistent and pick up the points. Whatever scraps he can find, Wayne Williams, whilst he would love a win, is able to continue on. The caution flag flies. I wonder if that's for that slower car. We just picked up a shot of the 54, and that was Luke Kendall coming through. So Andy Lowe also in there. The emergency crews are going down, certainly along the front straightaway, down into turn 2.
Car may just need to be towed off, otherwise there would have been a little more vigorous flag waving and possibly a red. We're just under the 5 minutes left in this race.
So could we see a green-white checker? Certainly I'd like to see that. John Field won't. He's been doing a good job fending off the young whippersnapper in Raiden Nicole, who leads the Pro 1500 class and is sort of dominating the Platinum class as well. In fact, because he's dominating the points, Pro 1500 being the strongest class in terms of cars competing, these two are effectively vying for an outright championship as well. Raiden Nicole has the upper hand. Not only has he taken more race wins, but he's competing against more drivers. So in terms of that outright championship, he is leading that, and that prize is a free entry to the Radical World Finals.
Nice.
Coming up in November at VIR Raceway. We're excited to host Radicals from all around the globe.
Will this be just an exclusive Radical event, or what other support classes will you be running on this?
So we are supporting the Veterans Race of Remembrance, the inaugural event, and it would be fantastic to have, obviously, the area surrounding Virginia, home to a lot of veterans from the armed forces, and it will be a proud weekend for all veterans to come out and enjoy the motorsport. The Radical Cup Radical World Finals will be there, as well as USAC's Mustang Cup.
That's always a fan favorite.
And as we can see, with 3 minutes remaining, that safety car's woed up the field. So the lights appear to be off. And I think we're going to go back green for 1 or 2 flying laps. Andy Lowe there has been passed by the front runners. So the leaders are up to 17th, around about 17th, as they've come up through the pack. There will be no shuffling of the order. It'll be going back green, exactly how they're running. So Andy Lowe in the car 4, not in that fight for Pro 1500. And John Field leads the pack back to the green, side by side, and that was getting close. They're racing further back. The green flag flies, and some people getting very opportunistic in that final corner. A bit of a melee out of it. You can see cars weaving from one side of the racetrack to the other as they try and find a gap. Through goes a couple of the faster Platinum class cars. I think some Pro 1500s as well. Sam McDougall's got hung on the outside. Brady Clapham's trying to claw his way back in that Ryspec car, the orange, white and blue car. Side by side, 2 Cameron Racing cars go. That's Sam McDougall and I guess that would be Valen Venkatesh. So, plenty of action, and there's been a crash. So, that looks to me like Mike Anzaldi, the rear wing, folded down on the Williams Homage liveried car, and Anzaldi Rhino Racing has come to blows.
That was right there at the exit of turn 4 again. We're seeing a lot of dust on this race today.
We are indeed, and I'm just looking out. We're going to get one more lap. It looks like the white flag is being prepared. So it's not over, and there we go. Diving to the inside to start the final lap. In the lead, Rayden Nicol, the Pro 1500 driver. It's not enough to win the class. He wants to get this outright win. John Field says, no thank you. I will take that back. Meanwhile, it's Louis Schreiber who finds himself in second in the Platinum class. And John Field's going to have to be careful here as well, because he could easily lose this motor race if he's not careful. Louis Schreiber second, Wayne Williams third. Then it's Austin Riley who's found himself back in the podium fight for Pro 1500. He's up into second place. And we'd mentioned he'd been on the podium at every place we'd been so far this year. Another young gun to look out for from Canada, hails from the Toronto area.
Let's see what Rayden Nichols does as they get to the top of the corkscrew. Now, basically, Fields is going to outmotor him to the top of the hill, but the aggression that he has shown coming down through that into 11 is pretty amazing. We'll see what he does.
It's been spectacular. We could just pick up this battle between Austin Riley, Spencer Schmidt, so they'll come through shot at the moment, but Rayden Nicol is going to try and get a run. There's Austin Riley with the white car of Spencer Schmidt. Nicol through on John Field. Not on the final corner, on the second to last corner. Field will dive to the inside, or try to dive to the inside. Rayden Nicol's going to take the win, or will John Field get the outright win? Rayden Nicol does it. He pumps his fist in the air. He's not only won the Platinum class, but he's won outright. Now, where's Field?
Fields must have lost it in turn 11 because we don't see him here.
Yeah, he is. He's stuck on the exit, the inside of the exit of the final corner. And he's just come out in front of some cars. It's chaos down there.
Oh, he must have spun on the inside. Hopefully we can see some footage on that.
John Fields tumbled down the order. Louis Schreiber is the winner in the Platinum class. The 1-1-1 for Louis Schreiber takes his second win of the season. Wayne Williams survives another round of racing, and we've got a car after the checkered flag spun in turn 2, but Wayne Williams picks up a podium in second. Chip Roma somehow salvages third. Steve Jenks up to fourth. definitely a Sunoco hard charger. So the unofficial results, Raiden Nicol taking the win outright and in the Pro 1500 class. We've mentioned Louis Schreiber taking the win in the Platinum class. Austin Riley picking up second. These are provisional results, of course. Spencer Schmidt third in that Pro 1500 class. And we will go further down the order. A good day for Arul Venkatesh. Finally gets some bragging rights around the dinner table when compared to his younger brother. And then it's back in 14th position. Chris McMurray takes the win in Pro 1340 from teammate Mike Darden, and Dermot Ennis picking up another podium position in Pro 1340.
What a great race, and it doesn't get any more exciting than the last corner before the straightaway here. We hope you enjoyed it. There was just a lot of dirt flying, car spin. I mean, it was almost like a road race, and then a rally car event broke out. Yeah, but very exciting. Tom Drewer, thank you so much for being up here. And 3 races. These guys are going to be wiped out by the end of the day tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch my breath for this
How are you holding
presentation, but what fantastic action. Glad we could put on a show. The Radical Cup North America always does that. We'll be back. Stick around after the IndyCar race. No point getting stuck in the traffic. Stick around for the action of the final race of the day tomorrow.
That is not a joke. The traffic is horrible here. You might as well have a beverage, watch some great racing, and then cruise home leisurely. Please. And it's a good way to cap off the weekend. These guys love to have you hang out. Again, I challenge all you fans, bring 1 or 2 or 18 of your closest friends and come on out.
stars of the Radical Cup North America Series. You can see the drivers are still making their way to the podium. Well, what a final tour that was after that late race caution, and some spectacular racing throughout all the classes. I'm just looking around to see if we can start the presentation. We're hoping that we can recognize our Sunoco hard charger. Perhaps not quite just yet. We'll start, as we often do, with Pro 1340. Another day, another podium. Congratulations, Dermot Ennis. Ennis Racing this weekend being supported as well by Rhino Racing. Dermot Ennis on the podium once again and making it 2 for 2 in terms of 1 and 2 for Crown Racing. Congratulations. On the podium today, Mike Darden. Mike Darden makes his way up to the podium and taking a win in terms of the class. It is Mr. Chris McMurray. Congratulations, Mike. We're going to get a quick word with you. That's a 1-2 for Crown Concepts. That's a thrill for you here at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, super cool to be here at my home track and come out with a P2, especially after race 1 was so disappointing getting taken out in the first corner. Super happy to be here.
Now, we'll just get a quick word with you as well, Chris, because another great win. But I just want to know what happened there. Was there anything with Brady? We couldn't see what happened to him when he fell down the order. You certainly had a good run, though.
Yeah, no, it was actually fun to be behind him this time and to be the chaser. Yesterday, he put a lot of pressure on me in the last 6 laps, and I was just chatting with him. He had a little off in 4 at the start, and I think it damaged the car a little bit, and I was just gradually reeling him in, and things got decided in turn 6. No contact, all clean racing. But he's super, super quick. I was very impressed with him yesterday during the race. I was battling as hard as I could to keep him away, but we'll go again tomorrow, and I'm sure it'll be a battle.
Absolutely, I'm sure it will. Well, congratulations, Chris McMurray on the top step of the Pro 1340 podium. We'll get those trophies at chest height, and they're nice and high. Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for these guys. We'll bring in the champagne. And it's time to celebrate. All right, we'll mix things up a little bit and do the Platinum class next. Home third. What a way to salvage the day. Congratulations for One Motorsport, Chip Roma on the podium again. Stella Artois driver making it 2 trips to the podium here at Laguna Seca. In second place to continue his run of huge points hauls. Congratulations, it's Wayne Williams. Another One Motorsports driver makes his way up to the podium. And taking a win, perhaps a little bit unexpected. He was being hustled hard. He's come through today. Congratulations, the second one of the season for Louis Schreiber and JBR Racing. Oh, sorry, I won't let you interrupt the handshake there. Louis Schreiber, well, you took a win in front of your hometown crowd at Road America. You have backed it up with a strong performance this weekend. A win must feel mighty good today.
Yeah, this is great. Great win. It took me 51 years to learn patience, and patience paid off today. So great race out there. It was really hot. Really had to stay focused the whole time. But JBR, thanks for putting together a great machine. We're ready for tomorrow. We're set, ready to do it again tomorrow. Thanks.
Well, congratulations. Louis Schreiber, I've known you a long time. I can't believe that you've finally learnt that word, patience. Congratulations on doing that. Congratulations on taking a win. His second this year. Ladies and gentlemen, give these guys a big round of applause. The trophies go up, the paparazzi will take their shots, and the champagne will come in. There's one thing these guys know how to do, it's how to celebrate with a bottle of champagne. Congratulations, gentlemen. All right, just looking around, if he is with us, we'd like to recognize our Sunoco hard charger, Steve Jenks. Not sure if Steve's up here. He is. Congratulations from the back of the pack. And made his way well up to the front, salvaging the Sunoco Hard Charger Award. And Steve, not the way you wanted the weekend to start yesterday, a couple of car issues, but certainly came through the pack today.
Yeah, well, thanks to Lenny and Matt, and thanks to all the Radical techs who helped us yesterday. The first lap of the race day was the first hot lap I did all weekend, so it was an adventure out there, but it's fun to get out there, fun to go through the pack, fun racing, so looking forward to tomorrow.
Well, congratulations. We'll get you to come off this way, Steve, and we will bring up Pro 1500 drivers. We'll start with the Gold Class Honours, and congratulations, another win for Jack Yang. Jack Yang, Valor Racing, all the way from the UK. In fact, Valor Racing, 3 continents they now compete on, and Jack Yang too is often racing radicals in the UK and also in the Middle East. And Jack will get you to get a quick photo up there on the top step of the podium, and then just step to the side because, stay up here, Jack. We will get top 3 up here. Well, another day and another podium for this young man. Congratulations, Spencer Schmidt, making his way back up to the podium at WeatherTech Raceway. He's making a bit of a habit of this. And Spencer, perhaps we'll get a couple of words from you because you've had some good battles this weekend. Yesterday it was with Matt, today with Austin Riley. It's action-packed throughout the field.
Yeah. Shout out to Matt and Austin for keeping it clean. We all had a really good race. Super frustrating. Should have been a second, but I guess it's a good day when you're bummed with third.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If you're frustrated with a podium here at Laguna Seca, it's not all bad. Of course, the sun is shining. We're out here in front of a big crowd as well. Congratulations in third place, Spencer Schmidt. In second place, Austin Riley, racing with autism. Austin Riley continues that streak of podiums going every race or every weekend so far this season. Young Austin Riley's found his way to the podium. It's second place today. And Austin, you greeting fans at the street party downtown Monterey, soaking up the atmosphere here at Laguna Seca. Another big podium performance for you.
Yeah, it was a great race. I held my ground, did really well. My first ever podium at Laguna Seca. It's a great feeling. The team worked hard on the car all weekend. Stefan and Jeremy do an amazing job on the cars. They always do. It's nice to have my sponsor, Spark Power, here this weekend. So that podium was for them and everyone back home in Canada.
Congratulations, and a trophy to cherish for sure. Well, this young man wasn't settled with just winning his class. He had to take on the outright fight as well. He came home with both wins. Congratulations, the outright winner today, Rayden Nicol from Primal Racing. Would you believe that's 11 wins from 11 starts? Rayden, I don't think we've ever had a driver to take every single win in a season in the Radical Cup. I guess that's the plan.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we're trying to go for a historic season. The momentum's rolling.
That race was super fun. John and I were having a blast. I thought he'd for sure have me at the line, but unfortunately he made a mistake. So I was able to take home the win. And if it wasn't for the guys at Primal, the legends Patrick and Mike, they're the ones putting an incredible machine under me. And yeah, so amazing team effort, and hopefully we can go for another one tomorrow.
I think there's one more person you need to thank too, and that's your dad, isn't it?
Yeah, he's my biggest supporter. If it wasn't for him, none of us would be here.
Well, congratulations. A wonderful win. What a show that Ray and Nicole put on for you race fans. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get those trophies at chest height, nice and high. Give these guys one more big round of applause. Ray and Nicole, the outright winner. Austin Riley, second. Spencer Schmidt, home third. Jack Yang, the gold class winner. The champagne is coming up. And that is no mean feat. Winning against the Platinum class drivers and an America Le Mans Series champion like John Field. 3, 2, 1, let's celebrate! That wraps up the podium presentation for the Radical Cup North America Series. Again, stick around tomorrow after the IndyCar race. There's one more race from the Radical Cup. And if it's anything like today's, it'll be worth waiting for.